So we talked about how bullets are part of some core elements of copywriting. Now let's talk about some quick bullet formulas that you can use to write bullets for, whether it's on an opt-in form page or you're trying to maximize the number of opt-ins and you want to have 5 to 7 bullets describing the content that you're giving away, or whether you use it in a sales letter or sales video or on a webinar where you want to kind of, if it's in a video webinar, you're still kind of talking about it. So it's still part of the script, talking about some of the details of the offer. But bullet formulas are very similar to headlines, but they're usually can be a little bit different or a little more detailed. So let's go over a few. The do's and don'ts of blank. Failure to do it properly can blank. The do's and don'ts of weight loss. Failure to do it properly can send you to the doctor's office. So the topic is simply whatever you're talking about, and then you're kind of using almost like fear when you relate it to, if you don't do it right, you're going to have a bad result. The do's and don'ts of refinancing your house. Failure to do it properly can lose you thousands of dollars a year, so on and so forth. The blank ways to blank without having to why. So, the 4 ways to lose weight without having to exercise. That's a classic example that you've probably seen before, something similar about that, like how to lose weight without exercise. Learn how to subtopic for fast result. So learn how to, cut carbs. Cutting carbs as a subtopic of weight loss as a main topic. Learn how to cut carbs for fast weight loss. Learn how to negotiate interest rates for fast savings. I'm sure you get the example. So you can not only use the topic, but you can use subtopics in the same market. Save money on blank with a secret from an ex-blank employee. He reveals the inside truth. This is a common bullet that you've probably seen before. You say like, save money on refinancing with a secret from an Fannie Mae employee. He reveals the inside truth about getting the best deal on home mortgages or second mortgages or refinancing. The truth about blank and whether you should use it or not. So this could be the truth about, I don't know, like if you're talking about weight loss and you think about a subcategory like the truth about eating vegan and whether you should do it or not, or the truth about cutting all carbs and whether you should do it or not. The truth about sit-ups and whether you should do them or not. Stuff like that. So the truth about, that's a very popular proven formula. Let's do a few more. Subtopic versus subtopic, and which should you choose? So this is just you comparing 2 different types of elements. You could say the treadmill versus the Stairmaster, which one should you be using? See, another one is the number of ways to reach the result without having to why. This is very similar to the example before. So it's like, the 4 ways to weight loss without exercise, the 10 ways to make more money without having to get a second job. There's just a number of examples you can do with that. The one big thing you absolutely must not do if you want blank fast. So the one thing you must absolutely not do if you want to lose weight fast. The one thing you absolutely must not do if you want to get more customers or clients for your business fast. The one big thing you absolutely must not do if you want more website traffic fast. It applies to anything and builds interest and intrigue. Blank number of resources that every blank participant needs to know about. So the 5 resources that every person trying to lose weight needs to know about. The 8 resources that every person battling anxiety needs to know about. You can just fill any of those things in. Anyways, this is just some basic kind of formulas and templates that you can use to write bullets. There are many, many more. In fact, if you just do a Google search for copywriting bullet formulas, you'll probably find hundreds of them. So that's another great thing about copy. You never have to reinvent the wheel. You never have to do anything from scratch. There are so many proven types of sentences, bullets, headlines, subheads, closings to offers, all that good stuff that you can literally just take what someone else has already done and change the words around to apply to your business. It's funny. I wrote a sales letter, kind of a long form sales letter, once upon a time that promoted. I think it was a DVD that I produced, teaching people to start an eBay business. This was, 20 years ago, 18 years ago. And I had an info product at the time, and I had kind of accidentally started using eBay. This was back when they first started. And I figured out some tricks on how to get the listings to show higher. So the items I was selling, I used to be I've done so much stuff as an entrepreneur, but I used to buy and sell baseball and football cards, and I used to collect collectibles and memorabilia. And I was selling some of that on eBay back in the late 90s. And I was having such great success and figuring out the tricks to make more money than my competition. I decided to make an info product and sell it as a course to help other people have success with eBay. Obviously hoping that my competitors in the memorabilia market weren't buying it, but it was people doing anything else with eBay. It would help them. So I wrote a sales letter that sold this product, and the product did very well. I did several $100,000 in sales of that product. I think it may have even reached a million after like 3 years of selling it. But it did very well, and one of the reasons it did very well is I wrote, there was no video sales letters back then or anything, but I wrote a long web page that just had good copy, had the headline, do you want to know how to buy and sell on eBay? And I think I had a very powerful headline that was something like, if you could buy something for $5 and sell it for $15, how many times would you do it? And and then just kind of talked about the secrets behind eBay and how I figured all this stuff out from trial and error, yada yada yada, and then how I was selling this CD for $97 if they wanted to learn all my tricks and copy my efforts and do it too. Well, the point of me bringing this up, I wrote this long form sales letter, and my father at the time, he was the CEO of an environmental company, and he ended up retiring in his early 60s, and he was never an entrepreneur at all. He was the opposite of me, really. And he wanted to kind of start his own business and do things. And my father was an engineer and also kind of an inventor. And he invented a golf putter. He was big into golf, and he created this golf putting, something to do with it had better physics where the ball rolled better and it was more accurate or something. Anyways, he invented this thing, and he built it in his garage. And so he wanted to sell it on the internet or start selling it, where he was literally selling them and making them by hand. And he took my sales letter for my eBay DVD info product, and he literally just changed the words to relate to his golf putter. And he sold thousands of dollars worth of this golf putter by using the basic sales letter for the eBay product. And it was the funniest thing to look at this sales letter and me knowing because of what he did and where he got the initial sales letter. But for someone else looking at it, they'd never know it was the eBay product because he changed any reference to eBay or anything about making money, changed it around for golfing and the benefits to golf, and it worked. So my point is, don't reinvent the wheel. You don't want to certainly plagiarize someone's great marketing, but you can kind of reword things. You can use their basic structure and flow, and you can do it for yourself. So if you're trying to do a webinar for your business, go and find some people that are running successful webinars that are doing well and making good money, and try to kind of recreate their slides and their flow, but for your business and in your own words. And it's a great way to shortcut your success. So if you want to be good with copy and you want to have effective copy, the best way is to look at copy that works and then modify it to work for your business.